So about 3 years ago, I signed up, actually this month, I signed up for Uber and Lyft. And it has been a journey. I started out doing like 40 to 50 hours a week, and I was able to build up a pretty great income on the side of doing entrepreneurial ventures and my life over the last few years, and had Uber and Lyft be this great side income that has at many times, including now, been my main income. And so to preface this video with, I'm thankful for the opportunities to work with these companies. By no means do I want to bash them. I will give my insight on them, and maybe it might sound like a little bashing when we talk about Uber's corporate issues. But all in all, to be able to be an independent contractor and independent driver, to work as many hours as you want and as little as you want, with I think the minimum being one ride per 3 months or something like that, or one ride per month. It's something very minimal just to keep you active in the system. It's been somewhat of a godsend for me, so I didn't have to get a job while I was traveling and building my business. Last year, Uber launched this new section of the app, and the new section is a profile that riders can see. And mind you, I did thousands of rides before this came out, and so the accolades and some of the tracking is definitely not there yet. And I'm just looking at this now. And so what I wanted to do was share with you some of the comments that has come up over the last few years, because some of them are pretty funny. Many of them I haven't seen. I've actually heard more from riders that get in and ask me about someone who commented, and I don't know much about it, and I thought I should make a video that maybe shares some stories and goes through some of the comments so you can get a little bit more of an insight on the inside job of being a driver for Lyft or Uber. Lyft doesn't have this comment section, and so we'll just be focusing on Uber. And let's see. So looking at the driver profile, so with Uber, I've given 4,400 trips. I have a 4.94 rating, and it says 2.5 years. I'm guessing that in a week or two, whenever my 3-year anniversary is, it will say 3 years. Fun fact, leading vegan and sustainability projects, true that. What's your favorite Uber story to tell? So I have experienced a few of the holidays going on with driving. 4th of July is just the drunkest day that the city gets. And 2 4th of Julys ago, it was on a Saturday. So 2016, 4th of July was on a Friday or Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And there's this spot in San Diego called Pacific Beach. The entire city was shut down. There was a bridge going in and out of it. It was closed for like 30 minutes. Like you couldn't get onto the isthmus. It was completely blocked off. People were just absurd. And you know, whenever there's holidays, you have a higher number of people that are fairly intoxicated doing fairly intoxicating things. And I've had random people get in my car just because I'm an Uber. I once gave a ride to someone who I was not as Uber, and I mean, you can only do so much. Halloween is a very, very interesting time. I mean, you get all sorts of characters on Halloween, literally dressed up as characters. And there was this Halloween story that there was this guy that gets in my car, he sits in the back seat, and we don't talk for like the whole ride, and so I didn't really get to hear his story, but he was dressed as a chicken, he was super drunk, he was pretty overweight, and I'm pretty sure he's on the more flamboyant side of things, just by the way he was talking, and where I picked him up. And so I just had to make up the story in my mind about this guy, and I just have this fat, gay, drunk chicken sitting in the back seat of my car, and he just kept saying the same line over and over to himself, looking out the window, a little bit of drool coming down his face, looked dazed and confused, and he's just going, I'm a chicken. And like, we didn't talk. We had a pretty long ride, like 15 minutes or something like that, and the feathers that were glued on him made me feel like, based off of the sentences and his reflective, like, laughing, was as if he left for the night not knowing he would be a chicken, and something happened, people glued feathers on him, he became really drunk, and was a chicken by the end of the night. And I don't know, stories like that. I've had a dog doo-doo in my back seat. That one was bad. Not in my new car, thank goodness. No pukes, no poops have happened in my new car yet. And so anyway, so the fun stories, I'll always change my story dependent upon the type of people in my car. I won't tell the doggy poo-poo to like an older couple. Maybe I'll mention how people invite me to shows or like into their house to party. And I'm like, here to work, guys. And so, all right, rider compliments. Now, remember, I did thousands of rides before these started. I'm sure it would be much higher, but I've got some excellent services, great conversation, above and beyond, all-star driver, late night hero. I'm surprised I don't have more of those. Entertaining driver, great amenities, neat and tidy. Like I said, rider thank you notes. So out of all the Uber drivers I've ever had, Caleb was the best. He was courteous, professional, easygoing, and humorous. He quickly got out and helped with my bags. He was very personable. It was dark and foggy and could have been stressful, but he was great, very impressive. Nice. I haven't seen this one. All right, how about this one? Caleb is great! Exclamation point. Professional and good-spirited driver who gets the job done. Second time with him, and always a pleasure. Thanks so much. So this double dipping, this has happened just a few times. I've had one or two people 3 times, and I even had someone's twin. So I thought I had him twice, but it was his twin. That was funny. And his twin was using his brother's thing. So I'm like, no, man, I've had you before. I know the name. I know your face. I dropped you off here. He's like, oh, that was probably my brother. All right, how about this one? Thanks for the ride home. I got a little sick outside, and he had no problem assisting me. Best Uber so far in San Diego. So that's awesome. Super friendly, knowledgeable, and really, really nice. Best driver personality I've had in a while. Smiley face. Has the same name as my ex, but is still a rad dude. Safely driven home and had a good chat. Okay, we gotta have more writer thank you. What? We had more. I know there was more. Okay, this is a little bit of a bummer. So Uber's been changing over their app nonstop, and you can tell that the guys working here have never really led a team of independent distributors before, because they are not really incentivizing the field the way that they should, or the way that would be best. I mean, they literally took away the ability for me to look at all of my reviews. That doesn't make sense. And so now I can't really tell you more of my stories. All I can do is, yeah, wow, that's hilarious. That's a bummer. Well, there used to be more. Oh no. They're not letting me see my comments anymore. How am I supposed to keep motivated? To keep risking my life out on the road, picking up all these drunk people, these people without their licenses, these people that are using someone else's account because they're broke AF. I just don't know how I'm gonna get through the night without seeing the stars I'm getting, without seeing all my fans that I pick up, drop them off, and they say, thanks, dude. I just don't know if it'll be the same. The good old days. Just imagine more great conversational things. So driver achievements, 2,500 5-star trips. Driver achievements, 1 friend driving. Oh, I recruited someone to be an Uber driver. Oh, if you want to be an Uber driver, link in description. 2 years driving with Uber. So that's that. And Lyft is even more of a blank profile than this. So I guess in final thoughts, whenever there's a great amount of power, like coming from like a company with Uber, these guys have a lot of power. They have a huge spread. They have hundreds of thousands of people relying upon them for some sort of income, and even more relying on them for a reliable ride. And with all of the heat that's happened over the last year and a half with Uber, from the sexual misconduct to even more recently with the new CEO, we're finding out that he was keeping a secret of how in October last year there was 50 million accounts that were compromised. Like, that's not cool for a big company to keep that under wraps and not share that with their field. Like taking away the ability for me to check out cool things about my profile and the things that have to revolve around me. They've been very, very protective over the course of the few years I've been with them. I've noticed they are doing moves that make me feel uncomfortable, and so if you have any way of saying anything to the people in Uber, you should reach out to the people that are doing great. I know I'm one of the top percentile in your driving. I have nearly a 5-star rating with almost 5,000 trips. And you should reach into the people that are leading your field to ask them what they're doing, what they wish could be fixed. Like, at least reach out to them and say thank you. Like, that would be a good move, because without that, you could be building up resentment in people, frustration, and the moment another opportunity comes up, they will gladly and quickly leave for that to someone that will treat them appropriately. And the reflective point on that could be beneficial to you if you're leading a team, whether it's a team of 1, a team of 2, or a team of 100. Let the winners know that they are winners. Let them know that they're doing great and to keep it up. And we're here if you need, and would love to hear your opinions on how we could fix this, make it better, or improve. And, anyone that's bad, Uber has a way to be able to kick off and boot off people that are bad. But like I said, you should be able to have instilled methods to lift up and encourage better from people that are already doing great. With Lyft, I don't really have any issues with Lyft. Those guys are great. I never got my jacket for my first 1,000 rides, and so Lyft, if you're listening, get that jacket. Winter's over, so no rush. So if you are in a city that has a dense population, there's a downtown district, consider driving. It's a great way to, on the side of your life, in the wee hours of the night, on the weekends, instead of going out spending money, you could stay in your car and make some. You can network with people. You're meeting a lot of people, primarily in the nightlife category, but for anywhere where you're near an airport or near hotels and stuff, you're getting people from all over the world. I can have someone from Japan, someone from NorCal, and someone from Australia in the same day. And so you kind of get this cool testing of the whole world's temperature, all while being in the comfort of your car, listening to music that helps you out. I am just, so I'm shocked that I was only able to read 5. Seriously, a month ago or something like this. You could see all of them. I have dozens, hundreds. I have dozens. So anyways, that's that. Car gets dirty, car gets broken, outside gets dented. I've been in many accidents, I think like 3 or 4. T-bone, rear-ending, I didn't cause it. Just learn along the way, but it is a cool way to be able to get into the back end of a technology company and start learning the customer side, how do customers interact with it, what are their issues. I mean, if someone from the tech side of one of these platforms started driving and that was all they did, they would be able to find a lot of the other issues on the inside of the app that are constant, nonstop, and haven't changed over the last year or 2. And so, anyways, get your fingers dirty, talk to customers, talk to the winners, and keep up, keep strong. So that's the day. Yesterday I did a video to drop today, but it ended up just being a 33-minute video with no audio. And it's because my audio cord broke. So that's why you can see the cord here, because I now don't have an extension until the new one comes in the mail. But I will keep on with vids like this. Same name as my ex, but still a rad dude. Don't judge people off of their names. Unless it was a name they made up and made legal for themselves and is weird. Then you might be able to anticipate a little bit of strangeness to come. Anyways, hope this was cool. Talk later.